What's up, guys and gals? I'm your host, Mike Pugh of the FBC Virtual Channel. Actually, let me just rewind. What's up, guys and gals? I'm your host, Mike Pugh of the Virtual Intel Channel, and you're tuning into a really dope production that I worked on using this tool known as RemoteFace.ai. Check it out. Check out that website if you want to get this tool. It is really amazing. As you can see that the lip sync is working pretty seamlessly. I did have some audio issues earlier because for some reason my OBS studio, for some reason the audio is not working that great when it comes to filtering using a noise gate, but it's all good. I'm gonna not utilize that and try to just keep my background in my house very quiet, so that way I can work it out with Tom and whoever type of characters that I choose to create. Now, I also used Blender in conjunction with the MakeHuman add-on to create his look. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to use Remote Face and load up an image, either of yourself, like a selfie image, or you can use a 3D model as well, and just load up the image and try to see what type of model designs that turn out and how accurate it looks, because the accuracy is obviously going to appeal to your audience. If it doesn't look that accurate, it's probably because you're not using a frontal view. Like this would be a frontal view like this. If you're using a side view like that and you try to load up a side view, it won't work. And if you have you don't have a neutral pose, if you have the teeth showing, you gotta have a neutral pose like that. So without a smile, like a massive smile with the teeth showing and things like that, make sure the teeth is not showing. And the neutral pose has to have the head kind of like that, where the ears are showing, the face is showing. The whole entire head has to be pretty much stagnant and kind of like this. So I used this character. I tried to get her in there. Make sure you can see the full face, the eyebrows, the eyelashes. Also, if you lift the face up a little bit in your viewport, it should come out proportional. You want it to be flat like this in a 2D plane. Also, you might want to have the upper body show some sort of a clothing texture. So that would be perfect. I'm using MS Paint as well to move my characters in. So see, if I wanted to get this character in there, her name is Atori 2, or her name is Atori, that's the file name, sorry about that. So say I wanted to get her in there, I'm gonna go and try to load her in. Actually, you can't even see, my bad. Let me put on my display capture real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. My fault. Alright, so here goes a Tori. This is the Remote Face software right here. I get to load up a character and either take a selfie. I can use my phone or my iPhone. What am I talking about? I could use my camera from my iPhone and just capture this QR code, and then it automatically will go onto a web browser, remote face web browser page, and then it will try to load in my selfie image from my photo from my phone. So say I wanted to utilize her. This is the Atori 2 image. Open it, use photo. Let me move it over. That's her image. That's her image right there. is gonna go in and then try to throw her in there, and that's how she looks. So it is really dope, this remote face software. I'll go to the website real quick just to show y'all folks how the website looks. Remote face, let's see, let's just type it in into Google. remoteface.ai actually is the website. So here it is. It can use, like I said, your own image, selfie image. You put in a selfie image and basically it will work seamlessly. It will go in and take and extract your image, your likeness, and as this guy has done, he can control characters, or you can control characters using an actual webcam, as well as a microphone. If you have an external mic to connect to your computer, you can use that to control it. You can do it through Windows, Zoom, Meetup, or Google Meet, I should say, Microsoft Teams, Skype. You can do it through OBS Studio. There's a lot of different tools that you can use. I'm using Screencast-O-Matic as well on my computer. I've done it through that. You can probably do it through, if you have a Radeon software update, most recent Radeon software update, you can apply through here, doing live streams, things like that. It's a lot of stuff that you can do today. It's pretty dope. So it's highly recommended for y'all folks to utilize it, give it a try. It's free. Currently, I don't think they're charging right now. Sign up for free. And here goes the compatibility. You can get it for Windows or your Mac computer through a download. They got documentation on it. It says Remote Face is a virtual camera that can be used with desktop video conferencing apps, replacing the webcam image with your custom recognizable 3D avatar. So what I've been doing with Remote Face in terms of the character creation, like I said, I've been using Blender, and I created this character through the MakeHuman add-on for Blender, which is something that I'm going to be showing y'all folks in some tutorials as well. You can create a character from scratch, or you can create the character on MakeHuman itself. So you can go in, let's see if y'all folks are seeing. Yeah, y'all folks are seeing what I'm seeing. So you can go in, let's see real quick. All this is like metaverse preparation, so you preparing yourself to be fully immersed in the metaverse, by the way, folks. So this character avatar control through Remote Face and the Remote Face control system is all pretty much preset for you to control in the metaverse in the future. So yeah, through your webcam you can jump into the metaverse and interact with other people, which is pretty amazing. That's something that you're going to be able to do in the future thanks to Itzy's 3D and their tooling API they built into the web, and through many different ways through using the Avatar SDK API. But where's MakeHuman? Here goes MakeHuman. MakeHuman is helping me to create the characters that I'm creating. Now this character that you see here wasn't created by MakeHuman. It was created using the Human Generator add-on on Blender. That's how I created a Tori. So I did create a lot of tutorials on that, on how to use the Human Generator add-on. Here goes, let me put some clothes on this character real quick. So this is MakeHuman. You can go in and you can pretty much put up whatever you choose. In terms of modeling, you can build up to how you wanted the character to look. You can do all kinds of different things. You can change the gender, you can go into the face, you can adjust the face shapes, you can adjust anything you want. You can make the character look exactly how you want it to look. You can play around. This is really cool about, using this MakeHuman tool / 3D software. Now, if you don't want to do it here, you can do it in Blender. And in Blender, they have the add-on. So you got to get the add-on. Once you get the add-on, you can go in and start playing around and manipulating how you see fit. Let me see if I can get him some eyebrows or eyelashes. For some reason, it wasn't working. I think it's not working because I have the Rigify rig set up. So hold on one second. Alternate H. I got the Rigify rig. So when you're using rigging and all that stuff, when you create from scratch, you're not going to really have the same thing available 100% as what you would get on MakeHuman. MakeHuman is different in terms of the rigging part. So let's see if I can I don't think I can go backwards and get rid of the Rigify rig. Once you get the Rigify rig, you pretty much are set, and that's all you're gonna have. But I can go and undo. So what I'm gonna do is undo it. I tried to put up a smile for him using the Rigify rig. So let me just undo enough so I go back to the point where, the regular rig is set up, and then I can add, I want to add his eyelashes, because I forgot his eyelashes, which is not really 100% necessary, but what's a character without eyelashes? He's just not gonna look the best. See, so you have the mouth motion and all that. Alright, so that's kind of messed up. I can go back and recreate him, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's not easy starting out. If you brand new to this stuff and you have no idea how to do it, it's not easy 100%. In terms of the character creation, it takes some know-how, basically. So on pose mode, I'm gonna try to delete everything. See if I could delete it. Okay, so I deleted it. We'll get rid of this rig. Try to get rid of it. Rigify rig. This is like stuff that's left over, because I deleted it. I want to get rid of these lights, but you know what? I'm just gonna copy these lights. So I'm gonna copy those objects. Then I'm gonna highlight everything and get rid of it. There we go. Delete. Alright, so everything's deleted. Say we started off from scratch like we are doing here. What I'm gonna do is right click and paste those objects back, because I want those lights where they were at. Now I'm gonna send real quick Shift S. I'm going to send the cursor to the world origin, and now what we're going to do is start building from it. So we're going to go from scratch, leave everything selected by default the way I had it, and just hit create human. Now we got the human created. That's pretty much how the add-on works if you're doing it from scratch. So this is him. Let me minimize that so it makes it easier to see. So the first thing you want to do once you create this is the 3D mesh. There's no visuals, there's nothing really appealing to it, so you want to add stuff to it. So what we're going to do first is add the rig, because if you don't add the rig in weight painting, it won't work exactly the way you want it. And I found that adding the Rigify rig is really I don't know if it's better, but it works out for me per se when I'm just trying to do a basic character design and maybe want to make the face shapes and things like that work a certain way. So I just go for the Rigify rig. So it says right here, add Rigify rig in the rigging part, but you have to click this little arrow to bring out the options. If you go with the default rig, the benefits of the default rig is that if you're trying to do rigging itself, you can get rig helpers and make things work when you're trying to apply poses to the character. But for now, we're not trying to do any kind of animation. All we're doing is trying to create a model's face and the upper portion of their clothing, so they basically can satisfy the conditions of having this avatar created for the remote face software, because they're two different software. Remote face is pretty much an avatar tool using a webcam. Avatar creation tool using your webcam to control your mouth motion and head motion, which is pretty dope. So let's go and just add that Rigify rig real quick. When you do that, it brings the rig in very fast, and it's already weight painted. So weight painting basically is the way for you to control the rig so you can move the body parts and stuff like that. But you don't want to do anything at this point in this phase. All you want to do in terms of the rig, you want to leave the rig selected the way it is by default. That will help you to go further in adding more stuff. So now what you want to do is apply assets. If your assets are not applied, it's probably because you didn't download any. So you have to go into library settings and go to the very bottom and load the pack from zip file. So you would have to get this asset pack from the MakeHuman community website. So you have to go to the website itself and get the actual zip file from a zip file repository stored on it or something to that effect. I'll try to make a separate video for y'all folks to learn all that stuff. So I'm just giving you an overview. You don't have to actually know how to do all that at this moment in time. But I'll do a separate video for those who don't know anything about how to get the asset packs and stuff like that. So let me minimize that. Library settings. So what I'm going to do is add the eyelashes now. There we go. And let's lower that. We're going to add the eyebrows. So I got to click load. And then we're going to go into the skin textures. And I'll just give him a Middle Asian male. I don't know. Whatever textures you want to add, that's up to you. And now if you notice the skin, it looks a little bumpy. I'll show y'all folks a separate video on how to work on the skin so it doesn't look so, I don't know, it doesn't look that good. But it's okay. Don't worry about the skin right now too much. You just want a basic skin in there. So the skin, actually the skin that I was using for him, let's go and get the original skin that I wanted for him. So we would have to go to the young Caucasian male special. Just load that one in there. And yeah, that looks pretty decent. All right. So it actually has two skins on it. So let's go back. We're going to edit, undo, take that other skin off, and then put this skin back on it. Oh no, it doesn't have two different skins. What it has is, I got to get rid of the eyebrows. So we'll just delete the eyebrows because this particular skin has a pre-configured formatted eyebrows in there. That's part of the suit. See, so this is the suit. Let's see if we can manipulate the suit a little bit. So what you have to do, hold on one second. Something's wrong with the computer. Computer froze. Alright, so the computer froze. What do I do Now, what in the world? Alright, the computer froze. Sorry about that, folks. It kind of hung up. I don't know why it hung up, but hasn't done that in a while. So we're going to go to shader editor, select the shader, or select the skin, and we're going to go over here and look for what we can manipulate. The body mesh. I'm going to go to human body, and let's change the mix color. Drop that color down to a dark. Alright, so we made it dark. Now it looks the way it's supposed to look. See that? Alright, so we got that done. Now we're going to put the eyes in there. So we'll go scroll up, hit the little arrow, go to eyes library, and hit load eyes. Alright, so our eyes are in there. If we wanted to change the color of the eyes, we could do that. But for now, we're not messing with it. But if we wanted to, we can go in and change the color of the eyes. Over here, we would go in and do that. We can change this color. Either color we can change, which would change the color of the eyes. But I'm not worried about the color of the eyes right now. I think it's pretty good the way it is. So this is the character that we got. If we want to change the hair, we can go and add more hair to it. So to add the hair, let's minimize this, zoom in a little bit on his face. This is kind of the pose that we want. Like I was saying, the frontal pose basically, and you want to bring the head up a little bit. So you zoom in, raise the head a little, and then zoom out to get the ears in there, kind of like that. We can hide the rig, so hit the H key, and all we need now is the hair. So we'll go look for the hair. Where's the hair at? Hair library. Then we can go in and apply whatever type of hair we want. If we want the Superman hair, hit that. Oh, we need the rig. Sorry about that. Or no, we have to be on the face, I guess. Alright, we'll load that in. So now we give him the Superman hair. It's up to you how you want it to look. But oh, and then we want to put in the teeth and the tongue. So we'll leave the Superman here for him. Maybe turn it red. Let's do that. Let's try to turn it a different color. Human here. We got to go in, select this, go in and then select that, and scroll it down. And then we'll look for color. To change the color, probably we can go here. I don't know. No, that didn't change the color. Let's try that. Change the color to red. Okay, that works. So I just switched the node position, and then maybe change the background to make it a little darker. And then we'll get rid of this, get rid of that. And let's get rid of the hair, put in the tongue, and put in the teeth. Alright, so now you see the teeth in there. And maybe if you want to smile, let's put back the bones. So alternate H. Now at this point, you select the rig, and then you would have to go in and go to the rigging process, and you want to add the rigify rig or generate rig. Sorry about that. So you go here where it says generate, and it'll delete the meta rig and generate the rigify. So that's what we'll do. Hit generate, and the rigify rig will basically be generated. If you don't generate the rigify rig, you won't be able to control the mouth or the different parts. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to select the pivot around the individual origin, and zoom out a little bit just to see my controller and try to control the mouth. So what I want to do is just move it up so that the teeth are not showing. Then I can control these little manipulators. Use the up portion, using the X mirror. Actually, not X mirror. Let's move it out a little bit. Move it out a little bit. Up still. So I want to get like kind of like a smile and get the little portion of the teeth out of there. We want to make some micro motions. So what we do is hit enter. Hold on. There we go, right there. So now we're gonna hide everything, and that's good enough. So I'm gonna alternate, so control alternate delete. Oops, not delete. Control alternate spacebar. Now that allow me to zoom all the way in, and then move it down a little bit, zoom out a little, move it up a little bit, and that's a perfect position to do a screenshot. We do print screen, and then we're gonna go in and go to Microsoft Paint, throw him in, paste him in there, and position him so that I have about 1,000 pixels. Bare minimum is 1,000 pixels. And this is for sizing for the remote face software. So from this point, we just copy, paste, and try to move. Hold on a second. I'm just trying to get an upper portion of the screen to kind of hold on one second. Fix itself. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now what we're gonna do is save him as Tom3 as a PNG file to one of my file folders that I have stored on my computer, and then I'm gonna go in on a remote face and go to new avatar, load from disk. Meanwhile, remote face doesn't have a maximize, it's just like the way it's set up. We're gonna go to browse for photo, and then look for Tom and open. And you'll notice that remote face will go in and generate the avatar. So let's go in and see what he looks like. And there he goes. There goes Tom with the Superman hair, and everything is looking good. He got the red hair. Everything's working pretty good. It's really dope. I'm telling you folks, you can do some amazing stuff using the tools that are available, and the metaverse is coming fast, so you want to be prepared for once the metaverse hits. And if you're not prepared, obviously it's because you're not digitally aware and you don't have the digital knowledge regarding CGI or whatever software / tools that you're using to be able to apply yourself as you see fit at that very moment on call. So you want to have as many tools pretty much and know-how as possible once the metaverse hits, because then you can go in and bypass a lot of things that you would not know at that moment in time, and you'll be able to apply the science and the knowledge or whatever technology to the tools that you have and make things readily available and be able to benefit off of it. So if it's all about creating like content where you're able to earn something from, like maybe on YouTube or TikTok or wherever you're creating the content for, at least now you got past all those digital hurdles and you're not worried and stressed that you're not able to catch up to someone else or other people who are able to create that kind of content, and they're earning off of it. They're being able to do things in their life, their real life, because they're in the metaverse, really exercising their skill and their know-how or their creativity or whatever the case may be. And if you're just a creative person per se, you want to have that know-how as well. You don't want to have to pay somebody to do it for you. And that will take out from your daily budget, obviously, and you'll be losing on the extent that you don't know certain things. So other than that, I'm out of here. Joe, love and peace to all. MakeHuman signing off. Hopefully this helped you to see the power of what you can do, how Remote Face can help you. The Remote Face AI is the software tool, like I said in the beginning. And knowing Blender, knowing how MakeHuman works, knowing how the Human Generator add-on works, all these different tools for 3D will help you to be able to do this type of stuff. And if you was into Metahumans using Unreal Engine, I could talk more about that in the future. I'll just show you folks real quick, jump into what I'm doing over here in Unreal Engine 5. This is one of the things that I'm working on. This is a character that was pretty much created by the Unreal Engine team. This character is known as the UE5 mannequin. The UE4 mannequin was pretty cool and awesome, but this one is much more stylized. It kind of looks like it's leaning towards Iron Man look. So this character kind of looks like an Iron Man. More of a female outfit here, but I can go in and play around and manipulate and do different things. So I'll be showing y'all folks that kind of stuff. I got different color outfits for these characters that I've been working with, and different characters in general that I've been trying to gear in and have fun with. I didn't realize that I could gain access to this until I watched somebody's YouTube video on it, because it's all brand new. It's all things that are just getting thrown into view and into use. You can test it. You can pretty much do a lot of different things. It's really dope what you can do. You know, today, knowing these software, knowing these tools, you can actually create games using Unreal Engine. I mean, it is amazing what you can do. Really, really dope. Look at this. I'm telling you. So, but I'm also not just interested in this. I'm using Metahumans. So I don't know if y'all folks know about the Metahuman stuff, but I'm using Metahumans through Unreal Engine. With Metahumans, you can really do some amazing stuff as well. Besides playing around and creating games, you can create short films, you can create music videos, you can create long-length films, like real Hollywood, powerful, impactful films. Obviously, you have to start creating short films first in order to get to the level of creating the regular long-length films. So I haven't created my short films yet, but I have created some more of the rap type videos, music videos, things like that. So I'm on that level and scale, trying to get myself there to where I want to go. Now with Unreal Engine, they're using Quixel Bridge to bring a lot of the content into Unreal Engine 5. My content for my characters, I don't know if I have it built into this one, but yeah, I have it from my other Unreal Engine 5 early access content. So Unreal Engine 5 started out as an early access, more like a beta test, and now it's official that they have the Unreal Engine 5 official version. The production ready version is up and running. That's what I'm using right here. So it should be something that you can use for your real-time projects, things that you want to create on the fly. Let me just show you real quick the Metahuman stuff. The content is going to look a little bit more of a higher quality because that's what they're going for. They're shooting for a higher quality in the visual effects, more like the photorealism and stuff like that. So let's just type in Metahuman. You'll get to see some of the Unreal stuff that they have available. So this is Unreal Engine 5. See, it says Unreal Engine 5 is now available. So they put, and then you just kind of look around to try to find whatever content that you're looking for. It was here readily available to find the Metahuman stuff, but they recently launched Unreal Engine 5, so they changed how it looks and how it's set up. But yeah, you can go in and dig in through the website to try to find more stuff. Let's see. So the main focus right now is Unreal Engine 5, obviously. Let's see. Learn Unreal Engine, start learning. Matrix Awakens. Let's see. Maybe from the Matrix Awakens content, you can find out more about metahumans on the website itself. I'm not sure, but because they used metahumans to generate a lot of the content for the Matrix Awakens. Let's see. Human machine interface, virtual production, more uses. Let's see, solutions, animation. Let's go to animation and see what they got. Yeah, man, Unreal Engine 5 is amazing. It is really mind-blowing what you can do with it. Let's see. Unreal Engine is powering animated content across the globe. I finally got into it. Here goes some of the Metahuman level stuff. So Metahumans kind of look like this, but more human-like. Learn how to use Unreal Engine. See animation, virtual production. Choosing a real-time performance capture. Free download. Yeah, it's free to actually get into Unreal Engine and to create 3D content within the engine. If you're trying to render through the engine, it's free for indie developers starting out who don't have like a major league production. If you're doing more like low scale level short films, anything dealing in the film industry, I believe it's free. You don't have to worry about anything in terms of payment. If you're generating the content from Unreal Engine within Unreal Engine, maybe you're bringing your own content into it or using the software as it is, how they allow you to. Most definitely using the Metahuman stuff, it's free currently, which is pretty dope, and the platform itself is free. But there are other items you can purchase on Unreal Engine because they have an actual marketplace. So you can go in through the marketplace and you can find different things like that. Let's see. Let's just type in Metahuman through the search. We'll do that. Metahuman Creator. Here we go. And this is the Metahuman Creator web page itself. They have documents. Let's go through this way. Just basically going to show you how they actually look. So this is basically how they look. As you can see, like the details are very, very high fidelity, photorealistic. Like the characters are very, very high quality. So if you want to create that kind of stuff, you would have to go and dig into this, and I'll put a link to this as well for y'all folks to see that if you're interested in that kind of thing. You can actually use the MetaHuman characters to create your avatars, but I don't advise it, because if you tried to monetize it using remote phase, you put your character through here and you try to manipulate it that way, it breaches the rules on MetaHuman, on Unreal Engine. So Unreal Engine basically says you have to render these characters through Unreal Engine to allow you to use it for free if you're trying to do, you know, whatever you're trying to create in terms of short films, indie films, or whatever, maybe music videos, things like that. See, MetaHuman Creator is free to use in your Unreal Engine projects. This means MetaHuman assets must be rendered with Unreal Engine. See that? So there goes the cost thing. And it goes in detail. You can go read more and more stuff. You can find out through the documentation. You can find out through any of their terms of service, things like that. You can go into all of that. But yeah, it's pretty powerful. Now with Unreal Engine 5, you're going to be doing much more than what you was able to do in the past with Unreal Engine 4, because they have control rig enhancements. So the control rig for Unreal Engine 4 was one thing, but the newer control rig for Unreal Engine 5 promises much more control, much more ease of utilization and things like that. So I haven't got into all of that yet, but I'm gonna go dig into it. But like I said, look at the characters that you can generate. You can generate some seriously high quality visuals, photorealism, and it's powerful. Now if you wanted to do like what I'm doing in terms of controlling the mouth motion and jumping into the character through your camera, you're gonna need an iPhone X, iPhone 11, 12, 13, and so on and so forth, whatever level iPhones they have at that moment in time. iPad Pro, you're gonna have to use an iPad Pro as well, or in conjunction with your iPhone stuff. You don't have to use an iPad Pro, but if you didn't have an iPhone, you would have to use an iPad Pro. So other than that, that's the kind of thing you're gonna need. And also the Live Link Face app. So let me type that in there real quick. Live Link Face. So this is the Live Link Face app. It's built by Unreal Engine and it allows you to track your face. So you go in and you use your phone, you turn on the Live Link app, you make this little live button green by tapping it, and that activates it, and it's automatically programmed to the original MetaHuman content on Unreal Engine. So if you ever got into MetaHumans, you're gonna download the sample pack from the Unreal Engine marketplace. So you go and get the original sample pack, you download it onto any Unreal Engine project. You create the project, and that original MetaHuman sample will be having all of the data that's required to link up to the Live Link Face app. If you don't do it that way, then you're gonna have to do it manually, which takes a lot of tech know-how to be able to build all the blueprints that are required for Live Link to activate properly. So that method, I don't recommend that. That's gonna be a whole process. You have to learn every little step and everything that it entails. So if you don't want to go through all of that stuff, just use the sample that you can get from the marketplace. So you just go into the Unreal Marketplace. Let's see real quick. I'll try to get y'all folks to it. You have to get the Epic Games launcher on your computer. So once you get the Epic Games launcher, you also have to download the Epic Games launcher on your computer. Once you get this, then you can go in through through the samples that they have available. They have different samples. So this is the MetaHuman sample here. You can go through samples, or you can go through the marketplace. If you got the latest version of Epic Games, it will have this samples option, which they didn't have in the older versions of the Epic Games launcher. So you go select the metahumans, you can go and then try to create a project. So you need this sample pack to get, like I said, the LiveLink Face app stuff activated and built into your project. Once you get this, then you can go in further. So now it supports 5.0, so Unreal Engine 5. So you can try, let's see if we can create a project, and you create it for 5.0. Once you create it for 5.0, it will automatically default and convert it to 5.0, the regular version. 5.0 EA is the early access version, which was the previous one that I talked about earlier. Once you get all of that up and running, you can name it whatever you want to name it. I'll call it Metaverse Dev. I don't know, Metaverse Development, something like that. Project names may contain a space, may not contain a space. So Metaverse Development, and whatever, we'll send it to wherever portion of my computer that is defaulted to. We're not worried about this. We hit create. I'm just showing y'all folks how to get it started. I'm not going to show you every little thing, but this is something for those who chose to watch my video towards the tail end. Hopefully this could help you if you're into trying to enhance the quality of your avatar capabilities, getting your character up and running. You wanted it to have a much higher quality visual, things like that. You can do this. So now that it's created, you got to go to library. And you have to look for that actual one that you have. So you click on it, double click it, try to open it, and it's going to open in Unreal Engine 5.0.0 if you got your Unreal Engine 5.0 running. And it may try to get you to update stuff, convert stuff, things like that. Let me hide this at the bottom. So you're also going to have to activate differing plugins, because Unreal Engine comes with tons of plugins that you're going to have to activate from the beginning. If you never activated any of them, certain ones you have to activate. So the LiveLink Face app you have to activate on there. You have to activate a whole bunch of rig ones and different things. Once you get all those required ones activated, then you can go in and you can manipulate with your smartphone or your iPad Pro using the LiveLink Face app. And like I said, I'm not going to show you every little step in detail, but pretty much you select the character, you go and look for your LiveLink Face option on the right of the screen, which is over here. It has default LiveLink Face subject. Right now it says none because I don't have the LiveLink Face app activated, but once I get it activated, it's going to show up. Let me select out of the screen and select the face, and then when I select it, it comes up iPhone. Once I select the iPhone, now all I got to do is select LiveLink Face head. This is going to activate the head, and then I can go in and hit the play. What I'm going to do before that, though, I'm going to deactivate, or not deactivate, but shut down my audio, because when I hit the play, it's going to create more of a simulation. So it goes in and simulates everything that was pre-programmed for the sample pack. So it's creating like a film type of scenario setup. This is how basically it looks once you're moving around and got it fully rigged and you got the character under control, under your control. So we'll just wait for this to kind of blow itself through and complete itself. But once this is done, you can control the character. You can also get rid of the samples of the audio and the controlling the automated control setup, and then you can go in and you can pretty much do whatever you want to do, how you see fit. But this is basically how they programmed it for Unreal Engine 5. So it goes in and does all of this stuff, and once it's done, it brings it back, and now I have control of the actual character. So now I'm in the 3D viewport. It's in the play mode, which I don't really like the play mode. I forgot how to get out of the play mode, but as you can see, it's moving. I'm moving it and I'm making it move. Hold on one second. I'm zooming in with the keyboard. Hold on one second. There it is. So now I'm talking and it's following my lips. I'm moving my head up and down. And this is through my LiveLink Face app off of my phone. Now if I wanted to add characters, I would have to create characters using the Metahuman Creator. So let's back out of this. Hit the escape key. And it shouldn't have brought me into that mode, but that's how it's set up by default through Unreal Engine 5. So let's go out and I'll show you one other thing, the Metahuman Creator. So let's go try to type in the Metahuman Creator. Metahuman.unrealengine.com. I'm already logged in, and you have to basically request access. So you get access, but they'll only allow you to use it 1 hour at a time. So you get 1 hour sessions to use it, and it's pretty cool. You get to create your own characters, but it's not starting out from scratch. So what you're doing is basically using a base mesh pre-configured model that they already came up with, and then you can manipulate off of that model and get something in the lines of what you wanted it to look somewhat similar to that model. So it basically is like a different variant of that model that you're able to come up with, and you can call it your own, obviously, but there's strings attached to everything that you're creating using Unreal Engine, because it is something that they created themselves. Their team, their development team, basically came up with the tool and came up with the models. So you're somewhat tied to their rules and regulations on how they want you to use it, which is basically you have to render things through Unreal Engine in order for it to be allowed to use as a free tool. You can also go in and if you have access to what's the other tool that they have? I believe Maya is a tool that you can use. So these are some of my characters that I created. Through their differing updates, they gave you the ability to change the eye colors and the textures of the skin and things like that. So I was able to do all this stuff. You can change the color of the hair. You can do different things. As time goes by, they give you more access. Currently, it's limited when it comes to the clothing. The clothing isn't that lucrative. Like, you don't have that many options to change the clothes. But in the future, maybe they're gonna offer up some way for us to use it, where maybe we have to pay or something to that effect. I'm not sure, but that would be really dope. I would be willing to pay for clothing assets, and maybe that's where their price points and their earning capabilities will work once this stuff is set up much more for the metaverse, much more for what you would want your characters to have set up for. So these are all the different characters that I created so far. Just showing you some of the characters. If you want to go in, you would have to go and click the edit button. Down here it says edit selected, and then when you go in, it will simulate starting out. You could stop the simulation, and you can change the preview type of the simulation that is providing. You can go from idle to face ROM, hit the play button, and it will just go in and simulate the motion of the face. You know, you can do that kind of stuff. You can move it with your mouse, rotate it. Pretty cool stuff. And you can go in and do all kinds of other things that you choose. This is the body ROM, so it's going to go in and do body motion and simulate the body movements. So once you get it, you know, it's already fully rigged, by the way. So once you get it on Unreal Engine and you get animations, you can get the animations to work the way you see fit. You can create animations on your own. You can use motion capture to create the animations and then go in on Unreal Engine and tie it in through your motion capture software. You can use Mixamo to bring in animations. I've been playing around with that, but I lacked the animation skills, so now I'm getting much better, so I can actually create the type of animations that I really want the character to have. Good example, I'll show you folks on my YouTube channel. If you want to check out this video with Will Smith performing a slap, I went in and I had fun. Let me monetize this. I forgot about the monetization part. Yeah, submit. Forgot to monetize that video, but you can check out some of the stuff that I created if you want. You know, based on this kind of thing. I came up with different stuff. Like this is the slap that I did. I created that off of Mixamo. So I basically learned, took me some time to learn how to create animations using Mixamo. Mixamo is a really dope site. Let me show you Mixamo real quick. Mixamo.com. So you go in, you log in through Adobe, create an Adobe account. You can log in with Google, Facebook, or Apple. I'm gonna log in through my Google account, and then you get these pre-configured animations. All these are motion capture animations that were built in many years ago from the Mixamo team, and then Adobe bought them out, and now it's available for you to play with, and you can go and collect any of this stuff. Once you gathered whatever type of animations you want, you have to download it. When you hit the download, it gives you an FBX file. Once you get the FBX file, you can bring it over to Blender and then play around on Blender. Manipulate on Blender how you see fit. Bring in the animations and basically use them to manipulate your character motion. But you have to understand rigging to some degree to get it to work, because it doesn't come automatic. It's something that you have to work into. So that's the kind of stuff you would have to learn. It takes time to learn the rigging process, but you have to learn the basics to rigging, not the advanced stuff, or how to control an animation or animatable file through FBX file, and how to get it to animate a rigged character. Or maybe you want to do like what is called retargeting. So you retarget the animations from the rig that you bring in onto Blender to a pre-configured rig that you already have set up on Blender. So let me see if I could do it real quick before I end this session. So this will give y'all folks an example. So I have on this character, I have, let me expose the rig real quick. So I have the Rigify rig. I don't know if I can do it with the Rigify rig. I never really done it. But if I didn't have the Rigify rig, I can go back and create the other rig, which is the default rig that's set up by MakeHuman. I can use the default rig and then reconfigure it and get it to work for sure. Let me X this out because I was just playing around with this head. I don't really need it. So we're gonna go download from Mixamo, try to get this character to get this animation. So we'll go, let's see, go to Blender, go to models, go to rigged, and bring this Capiro in there. File folder, controlling management and all that stuff is really important. So make sure you set up your files on your computer in whatever format you want it to look like, so that you know where your files are at pretty much. Else finding it is going to be pretty tough. We're going to go to FBX, find the file folder that I chose to create. I use Blender, I use models, use rigged, and then this one is Capiero dancing. See chap-gratoria.fbx. You want to go to armature and go to automatic bone orientation. If you don't do that, the bones may look a little bit out of order and not in the right orientation. We're going to go import. It's going to bring it somewhere here in the center, and it might turn out to be very big or very small. So it actually didn't turn out to be in the center, which is okay. I'm going to move it somewhat around where the rig is at, and this won't work directly. So you can't use it directly to basically move the bones because they don't have the same rig. So you have different options. What you could do is take the mesh. So say you wanted to take the whole entire mesh. You can take all of the mesh of this character, load it onto Mixamo, and then create a rig for it, and then it would work to control the actual character. I can do that very quickly without having to show you all the other stuff that you would have to do. So say I want to do that, I go File, Export, OBJ. So I look for OBJ, and I'll create a MakeHuman folder for him. Just call him Mixamo Exports, something to that effect. Double click it, create a name for him, call him Super Tom. Doesn't matter what you name him. So what are we doing here? Export wavefront object. This looks a little different. I haven't seen this format, but yeah. Let's do export object groups, materials, vertex groups, and smooth groups. It doesn't matter, whatever. We just exporting everything. And then export. Now we export all of that. It may not have the eyes because I didn't select the eyes. I didn't select the mouth, the teeth, everything. So I might have to do that. Let me hide the bones. We don't need the rig. And let's hide that for now. Select the tongue, select the hair, select the teeth. Okay. And then alternate H, bring it all back. And it doesn't matter that I have the rig selected because an OBJ file will only export the OBJ. So let's do that again. So we can overwrite the other one. Go to Mixamo exports. This is just going to override it. That's why it's in red. We're going to export. And that should work out. We're going to find that folder and double check to make sure it's in there. So we'll go find it. And that should be in models, rigged. No, not in rigged, not in models. That one is in the Mixamo. Hold on. Mixamo. And what did I call it? I gave it a name, Mixamo something. No, it's not Mixamo, it's in MakeHuman. Mixamo exports, there we go. So there it is right there, Super Tom and MTL. So what I could do is create a new folder for it. Take this in and drag it in. Call it Super Tom. I don't know, Super Tom. There's different ways to rename it. You can right click and then rename. But I just chose to do it that way. Show more options. You can go to rename and then rename it that way. Alright, so we got this. Oh, hold on. Show more options, rename, put in the P. There we go. Alright, so we're going to right click. We're going to compress the zip file. So we want to make a zip folder and then drag it and put it into Mixamo. So we go upload character, find that folder, drag it and drop it in there. And that should bring the materials, the textures and all that. I don't know if it's going to do it. We'll see. Now, I do apologize for the fact that this video is very long, but I just wanted y'all folks to see a lot of different things that you can do. Now, it has 2 different characters in there. Look at that. That's not good. So, let's go. Hold on. This is Unreal Engine. My bad. So, let's go back to that Blender project and try to figure out why I got the other character in there. We want the other character out of there, obviously. Alternate H. What happened to his textures? What the freak happened to his textures? Whatever, we'll delete him. We're not worried about him. Let's just delete him. Alright. We want to hide that. And we want to select everything. I don't know if that selects everything. Alright. We don't want the lights. Come on, stupid lights. We want to select everything. There we go. Now let's overwrite. Do that again. Export. OBJ. Where's the OBJ at? Alright, so we got everything. Go back to Super Tom. Okay, let's do that again. We're gonna copy. Compress the zip. Delete this one. Show more options. Delete. Rename this one. Show more options. Rename. That doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get rid of the other one. Okay, let's go back to the website. Let's go back to upload. And let's bring them back in. Oops, that's not the one. What the hell? Why was that there? I don't know. Maybe I was doing it another day. Alright. So let's see what we got. This should work. It didn't bring in the materials, by the way. So for some reason, my export didn't bring the materials, I guess. So there you go. That's him. Doesn't have any materials, but I'm not worried about that because I can work that out. Let's go to next. I'm going to put in the chin. Put in the wrists. Put in the elbows. You want to get an approximate location. This is the auto rigging process. So you just put in these position locations for the character as they detail here, and leave everything in by default. Hit next, and this should pretty much rig the character. Once the character is rigged, you can export it and then bring it back to Unreal. To Blender. Once you get it on Blender, then you can manipulate and build in those bones that you had before, and basically remap it. Not really remap it, but you can take the animatable bones that you had for that character that you tried to bring in And well, actually, you can go and put that Capiero animation on once you get this auto rigged. So now you got an auto rig. Go next, and it's pretty much boom. There goes your character, looking pretty decent. If you want to download that, you can use that. And we'll just overwrite this one. And then also, if you want to download it as a T-pose, let's see, should be able to download it as a T-pose. Let's try that. Let's just type in T-pose, and then get this T-pose, and then bam, download that one. FBX binary, everything should be by default, so you can download it like just like that. You don't really need the skin if you don't want. You can do it without skin, and it just brings the bones. It's up to you. You're gonna download it just in case if you need it. And then you go over to Blender, and in Blender you can do different things. So now we're gonna bring them in, import it as a FBX file, bring in the Capiero one, and it should be the same size as this character. For some reason it didn't bring it in. What's going on? Oh, it's super small. Let's resize them. Why is it so small? That's odd. Shouldn't be that small. Let's rotate them. Can't rotate them. Okay, whatever. You can use a timeline on Blender to animate them. Go all the way back to the beginning. There he is doing the animation. Now that you have him, you can manipulate the textures if you wanted to. Why is it half and half? What the hell? That's weird. Hold on 1 second. Something happened with the textures. Let me see if I could play with the textures. Hold on 1 second. Armature. Human body. What is going on with the body? Ears, fingers. What in the world? Something wrong with this thing. I don't know what happened to it. Body 01, body matte, human body. There we go. Look at that. So I'm basically just applying all the different things that I want in there just by looking for the details. Let's see. Is this the hair? Should be the hair. No, that's the hair. Come on. I can get the hair if I wanted to. Hold on. Unpack. No image. No. I'm not worried about that. We can change the color if we wanted to. Put use nodes. Change the color to red. Let me see. How about the eyeballs? Okay. So the eyeball, it's only one eyeball. Why does it say eyelashes? What the hell? Let's see real quick. Human eye. There we go. We just have to go to the eye. High poly. I got one of the eyes working. How'd I get that? That's enhanced eye. You see that? Why isn't it working? It's pretty odd. Let's see. This one is the human body. Okay. Alright, so let's see what we got now. I think I got everything except for that one eye. That's interesting, but I didn't really have to ever do this before. This is something different. Like, it's getting crazy. I don't know. Duplicate. Let's bring the lights over here and bring this up. See, that eye is no joke. That eye needs to be working. Looks like the eye is part of the eyelash. How did that end up happening? I don't know. That's why it's not working. How did it get segmented like that? Alright, so now I was able to somewhat get where I want with the hair. I don't know. The hair is red, but I'm not worried about it. Just gonna do it like that. And then the ears. Why is the ears looking like that? Like, yo, the ears look really bad. Hmm. It's barely there. I don't know. I did the best that I could. Alright. Let's see. I don't know what happened with Mixamo, but it's doing something entirely different from what it used to do. Maybe because I have a different format of MakeHuman. Maybe because this character is not directly from MakeHuman. So that could be a reason why it's not easy to place the materials back on it. But either way, it's all good. So I wouldn't really have to use this here since I got the mesh from MakeHuman already. So I wouldn't really have to use him. But if I wanted to use him, I would be able to do it but I would have to use a different rig for sure, because yeah, the rig is not the same. But other than that, I'm gonna end this session because it's just I went too far into things unnecessarily, having to do all this other stuff. But I wanted y'all folks to see what you could do. There's a lot of different things you can do. Once you know a lot about 3D, and the more you can do with it, you can manipulate a lot of stuff besides what you saw with the remote face and everything like that. But I'm out of here. I'll see y'all folks next time. Peace out.